only had limited time with this camera as it was a prototype and a lot of people wanted to use it. So we did a simple test where we wanted to see what the codec could do and we wanted to test the dynamic range. There's actually a couple of cameras within this C300 Mark II. It's a 4K acquisition camera, it's Ultra HD, 2K HD. It's got a bit of slow motion up to 120 frames a second in HD. So it's very versatile. It's got 10-bit and 12-bit codecs, so with pretty good color rendition as well. Simultaneous HD proxies on an SD card in the front of the camera, up to 35 megabits a second. So that's quite nice. On a CFast 2.0 card for 128 gigabytes, we got about 40 minutes of 4K footage, which is quite good. We made this little setup in this library in Cambridge, where we had highlights in the windows, in the beautiful bay windows, and we had a lot of detail in the shadows on the bookshelves. We used a 1.2 HMI just to have some continuity in the light, because we filmed this within a day from like 10 o'clock in the morning till 6 in the evening. And as a fill light we used a 4-bank Kinoflow. I've always been very careful with codecs, especially in higher resolutions and wider dynamic range, because you don't want to throw away all this extra resolution that you just got. So it was very important to do this test together with a colorist and really push the codec to its limits to see what would survive when you underexpose or overexpose.
It was shot in 4K with the new XF-AVC intro codec. The system I used to grade it here at Blue 2.0 is Filmlight's Baselight system. So comparing the Canon Mark II C300 to the old C300 8-bit, I feel the colour representation seems to be a lot better, and when applying keys it's a lot cleaner. So overall I think the new camera is producing cleaner images which are a lot easier to grade. So the skin tones in this scene did hold up very well. I think this was mainly due to the saturation levels when contrast was added. So when adding a lot of saturation into it, the skin tones reacted very well compared to the surrounding environment. I thought it was very nice to grade actually, with the highlights, the dynamic range. You could tell there's a lot of ways that you can push it. You get a lot more tonal values in the highlights, and in the low lights it handled quite well. It is a pretty good codec. I will probably put it mid to upper range.
Yeah, I like the camera. It's quite a nice camera. I think the higher dynamic range is very interesting. I really was surprised by the autofocus function. I'm not a big fan of it as a professional cameraman. I was slightly hesitant of using it, but this is actually the first time that I thought I could use the autofocus function creatively.